Hello guys, welcome to Mark Tully the Vernal, where we talk about real life situations and mental health and personal development tools that you can use to overcome them and reach your full potential. Today we have fellow life coach here, Paul Oldham. He's on and we're going to talk about purpose and momentum and some struggles as well. Paul, how are you, mate?
Good man, not bad mate. Enjoyed the morning so far.
Yeah, fantastic. First of all, mate, I'd just like to wonder, why is your ham so old? What's going on? There's plenty in the shop, mate.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's a great last name, isn't it? It's a great last name.
It's cool, yeah. Sounds like Old Trafford.
There you go, mate, yeah. I'm a Bolton fan, not a United fan.
Oh, there we go. I was wondering there.
I'm not City. Everyone's like, come to Australia, mate. Everyone's like, are you a United fan?
Yeah.
City fan. I said, no, I'm not. I'm from Bolton. And they're like, some know it, some don't. You know what I mean? You knew it, of course, mate.
Yeah, my mate Danny's from Bolton as well.
There you go.
Cat's working on the laptop. Sound.
Come on, Ron. Ron's just checking it out, isn't
he? Ron's the producer.
Behind the scenes.
He's in the back.
Come on, Ron.
He's fixed the... it's not as dark now.
It's making it a bit lighter for you, mate. It's going to bring it down.
Sorted it out because the lighting's terrible, but the backdrop's unreal.
That was the plan, weren't it, this morning?
Can see as well. It's went out of focus. Anyway.
It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good, mate.
Yeah, mate. So actually, let's start with the nitty-gritty stuff. Let's start with the struggle.
Yeah.
Any struggles that you've been through, past or recent?
Yeah, I know we spoke briefly about it, but yeah, it's good for everyone to listen to. Like, definitely in the past, it was mental health.
Yeah.
Getting over like situations that have happened that I couldn't accept, and then identity as well. And then another one is public speaking, which I was terrified of. So that was like a barrier. So a lot of mine has been like fear, barriers, identity, mental health. They're like the four things, yeah.
Tell me more about the fears.
The fear of public speaking was like massive. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's just, it's even electrical supervising, giving pre-starts and that.
Yeah.
And then once you start, it's all right.
Yeah.
When I'm thinking about doing it within the business and the life coaching and stuff and the personal development, it's like, it's really kind of, I don't go, fuck, when I think about it, but I know when I go to do it, it'll be like, but then it's like everything. Once you've done it a few times, like, because that's how I met you a few weeks ago, wasn't it? You were doing your own
through that
gig,
one,
your own event. Yeah, you were very stood up straight, projecting yourself, talking really clear. I was very impressed.
That's come so far though. When I was younger, I was very shy and I was petrified of it.
Yeah.
So I had a bad experience when I was at primary school, and I did Muhammad Ali, the boxer. I did a quote: "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee," and I must have messed it up like 15 times. Like that. And I think it must have stuck with me subconsciously. Gone to secondary school, and I felt like I was bad at English and bad at doing like drama or any talking. And every time we had to read the book out, you remember back at school, you had to read the book out, yeah? I used to just avoid it, mate. But I wouldn't go to the class. I generally wouldn't go. If it was like, say it stopped on you and it's my turn next, I wouldn't turn up to the next class.
No.
Because it used to play in my mind that much. And you know what it's like in mental health and like stress? It used to play in my mind. Because I've always been a deep thinker and a lot of thinking going on anyway. I used to build it up so much. So I'd avoid it. I'd avoid going to drama. I'd avoid anything like that. I remember once we had to do a group discussion at the front and like present, and presentations was my trigger word that I avoid. And I actually said to the teacher, I need to go and speak to someone else about a cross-country race that I had. Because I was always sport and everything like that.
Yeah,
and I just literally wagged it, mate, and didn't go. But the barrier it continued. So this is the message like for the listeners. If there's something there, unless you meet it head on, it's always going to be there. And even if you get to 40 years old, 50, unless you've met it head on and overcome it and tried to overcome it and spoke about it, it's always going to be there. So I carried it through to when I went to college. And then when I went to university, it was still there. And then I dropped out university twice because I didn't want to do any presentations. That's how bad it was, Then when I decided to do my PT course, I knew like I'd already had a bit of a depression phase by then. So I knew there was only one way to do it. Like I didn't want to go back into a dark place. So I thought I've got to overcome this talking thing, this talking in front of other people. So the icebreakers that you do, and I had to get to grips with that. And once I did the icebreaker, I got a bit more confidence. And then I joined a mentoring program, and then they started helping me gradually with it. Started doing a bit of football coaching. So it was a gradual thing to overcome. But once I got over that barrier, and I was terrified of it, it's like a terror barrier, then I started moving forward.
Yeah, wow.
But the biggest message is you've got to meet the problems head on. You can't just wag it and avoid it and not talk about it, and you're never going to get anywhere then.
No. Isn't that amazing how the fear that was holding you back from doing the talking, what brought you to overcome that was also a fear of being depressed? Am I right in saying that, or have I got that wrong?
Well, yeah, no, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go back into a place of like. There was no other way out then, because I dropped out of university the first time. I didn't tell anyone. I was living with my parents. Didn't tell my parents anything like that. And all my mates would message me and the lecturers like, "Where are you? You're not coming in." And I just didn't answer my phone for the first 2 weeks, mate. And then it built up to 2 months. And then people messaged me on Facebook and everything like that. And because I built it up so much, I didn't want to go in. The anxiety just went 100%. And I remember my dad, I spoke to my dad about it. I was like, I haven't been to uni for like 6 months. Do you know what I mean? And then my dad went, come on, we'll come in. He drove me in and we spoke to the tutor. And I was only like, I think I was 20 years old then. And I spoke to the tutor there. And he's like, you can't continue because you're so far behind with the work. You're 6 months behind. So then, mate, I signed on a job seeker's allowance, put pride aside, signed a job seeker allowance, worked behind the bar and Bolton Town Hall, and then just got a little bit of money behind me. And then I went into like a depression for like 6-7 months then, because I felt everything was gone, my identity was gone, everything.
It'd be tough, that.
It was bad, mate, because a lot of my friends were then playing professional football, you see, because at university and at college, I was studying football and then sports science, so a lot of my friends were being successful, and then I was doing nothing. So you can see how it goes, and it's quite common with a lot of younger people. I was listening to Brandon Williams, who plays for Man United, and he was the same. He went to a dark place where he didn't want to leave his bedroom because he let things escalate and the problems build up in his mind. And he didn't talk to any psychologists about it at United or anything like that, because it's probably the masculine front. You don't want to talk about it, course, especially if you're like 19, 20, like you're male. So he built up, mate. And then what happened? I went back to university, different university, Bolton, but because I hadn't overcome the problem of public speaking, then I then dropped out again and went into depression because the trigger word was presentation. And as soon as I had to do a presentation, I wouldn't go. And then the work would build up and another 6 months depression again.
No way.
But then I put weight on because I wasn't exercising and all that. So then that's what happened, mate. And then when it came round to doing the personal training course, I thought that's my now new lease of life. That's my other way, because it's unlikely I'm going to make a career out of football. It's unlikely I'm going to go down the sports science route. Personal training, I can probably do that because it's one-to-one coaching. And I thought I could probably just about do that because it's only me and somebody else. I don't need to like have people watching me as much. I could probably do it. And then I went down that route, did the one-to-one, but I had to overcome the ice-breaking stuff and a bit of group activity, doing a few warm-ups. Even that was hard for me, like leading a warm-up, because I lead a warm-up of 20 people. That was hard for me. That was like massive, But now you see me, I love it now. I did probably week in front of 50 people.
Massive people person.
It just shows that anyone. It just shows that anyone like watching this, you can overcome it.
Yeah.
Because if you asked me when I was 19, 20, if I was doing what I'm doing now, like doing them seminars, I would have probably been like not in a million years. Like,
I bet. Did you ever feel like you were broken in that way?
I probably didn't.
Obviously, you weren't, but did you ever feel like that? Because that's quite often.
I probably thought I just couldn't do it. I probably thought, like, my sister was very confident with it. My mum was, but my dad wasn't. So I probably thought I'm like my dad.
Yeah, and
we're not very good at talking,
don't you? Reason something.
Yeah, we're not very good at English, like talking, communication. It's probably not our thing. So I've had to work on that.
Yeah,
and it's interesting now because I'm more like my mum. My mum's personality is very bubbly and outgoing. So as I started to come out my shell and break out of that mold, I've become more confident in myself. But it took hell of a lot. It's probably one of the biggest things I've overcome.
Yeah, fucking
one of the biggest challenges I've overcome. You know what I mean?
Done.
Yeah, I'm buzzing with it now. Yeah,
it's mad that, innit? How because no one is ever broken, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just need some adjustments to put in place.
That's it. Yeah, you got to go deep within yourself though, and like think. Go deep. I can do it. And the first time I did the icebreaker wasn't too bad. But then I did a presentation on a mentoring program with Rick Moylan that I was chatting to you about before. Yeah. One of my mentors. He's great. He obviously I've followed a lot of his philosophies and model with my own mentoring program. As you know, when you came about 7 weeks ago, I think it was, we give people a platform. It's like when you did the hot seat, that was great. Like you was like in your element, smashing it. I like providing the platform, and that's what Rick did for me like 7-8 years ago. So now what I'm doing what I've learned from, and I'm helping other people, giving them platforms. So I'm helping other people overcome limiting beliefs and helping them on their own journey. I mean, you're comfortable with it anyway, but there's a lot of people there at that seminar who probably wasn't sure whether to do it. And Spiro, who came after you, he was comfortable with it. So the next job for me now is getting other people up there. On the next one, the mastermind, I'm going to get other people up there.
Like, fucking, I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. Because it's like those moments when I've been at like a business seminar, one of the first ones I ever went to years ago, and I never really put my hand up, and I did a couple of times, but it was half-assed, you know what I mean? I never put myself out there, and I didn't like it after. I feel like I could have got way more out of it. So then every other situation I've been in, then I'm like, fucking, it's as if I'm inside myself and I'm stuck there on the chair or whatever, and I just push myself. I just go.
So how did you feel when we said, like, let's get one person up, because we did in pairs at first, and then we went, right, let's have a, did you want to do it, or was you nervous?
No, the anxiety hit me straight away. I was like, you'd set such a good environment, and I'd said a few things. When I'm in those environments with like-minded people, my brain starts working better on these sort of things, and I can come up with more like things that I really want to say. You know what I mean? Like, say I'm trying to create content. We were talking about this before. I'm trying to create content by myself. I'll fucking scratch my head and and then, like, you know, I can't access my memory and all these things creep in. But then when you're bouncing off of other people, it's just all like, I can access it way better, you know? So I was like that. I was already really happy in the situation, but then like the hot seat thing, and I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll go, I'll do it, you know? Plus, like, my first time being there, and I was trying to, you know, show off a little bit, I guess. You know what I mean?
That's it, mate. You want to show off a bit.
You know, hold my beer.
That's it. It's part of it, though. It's part of it. Like, I think that's what I want to do more, build the communities together and give people that platform, and then carry on with this, like,
very good job,
this hot seat thing. I want to keep doing it. And so what Rick did back 7-8 years ago is he did it, and it was actually on a stage. And I knew I was going to talk because my presentation was on business, and I had 3 brands. I had football performance coaching one, I had the mindset one. No, I didn't. Sorry, I had the business one at the time, and I had body influence, which was the gym. So I had 3 of them things to talk about. But it was other business owners there who had way more experience than me. So it's a bit of that imposter syndrome, probably subconsciously as well. But I'd never been on a stage like that in front of people. And it was in the back of a coffee house, and it wasn't a big room, but I knew there was intelligent people in the room. And anyway, mate, there was 4
intimidating, can it?
Probably, yeah. Reflects on it now, and I'm trying to think why I was so nervous. But yeah, intimidation was one of them. Lack of confidence, fear of the public speaking was there. But before that, I'd done a talk in front of 10 people. So what Rick did well is he built it up. So there's only 10 of us, and then the next stage, until we went bigger and bigger with it. Now, I was second on the list. There was about 16 people, and my name was second, mate. Michael was first, now second. And it's that fight, freeze, or flight. And my hand was literally trembling, right? And Mike had, the flicker that I had, he had the flight, a little flicker there. And I thought, if I'm going to hold that, I'm going to shake him. And then part of my brain's like, just leave now, do you know what I mean?
Run, just leg it.
Just leave now, because, like, just go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fine. If you run away, then you don't have to do it.
But the fear goes away, doesn't it? Like, as soon as I got on the stage, I was fine. Like, there's no problem with it. I felt comfortable up there. And then you reflect on how you can improve and everything like that. And then I carried on doing other seminars. But that was like, I'd overcome these barriers, and that was like a big hurdle. But then once I did it, I was buzzing after it. Then I went on to do boot camps, like, and work with football teams. So there was one where I worked with 40 people, and they was all doing a warm-up over here, and I was setting up like a bit of an ab workout, getting the medicine balls out and things like that. And I looked over and I thought, there's 40 of them there. I'm terrified. But then once I did it, got some good feedback. And you overcome these hurdles and barriers all the time, and then you're buzzing after it, and you're expanding your comfort zone, aren't you?
Isn't it mad? Yeah, exactly that. And it's fair play to you, like, well done. But isn't it mad how, like, there's an issue, or it's not an issue, but in our mind we blow it up to this massive. There's a graph, and it was let me think this through before I get it wrong. There was real life. One side was real life, and in your head, that's what it was. It was a line down the middle of the screen, right? Yeah. And then it was like one side's real life, one side's in your head, and then this problem, this huge circle, right? Yeah. But 90% of this huge circle is in your head, and then reality on the other side was the 10%, and it's just such a good visual. You're like, I do that all the time. Like we were just talking about before this, paperwork. My dad's my hero for everything for my life, for me, and helped the family through. My mum was being suicidal. He's brought up 3 kids at the same time and worked on the farm, like big farm hours and all the rest of it. Like such a man, And then whenever he was doing paperwork, he'd be like, "Fucking leave me alone," be freaking out, like
It's
little
like
kid coming
stress
out,
taking over. Yeah.
and just be like, "Fuck, I'm doing the paperwork." He'd always get really like quick to anger when he was doing that. So me as a child, like when you've got you don't have a conscious mind yet, and you're just downloading all these files on how to live and learning about, and then your adult brain, once it's developed, uses that to then live your life, right? Doesn't it? So I've got all these unconscious files of my dad, my hero, getting stressed out by paperwork. So my brain went, whoa, that stay away from that paperwork. That paperwork's really dangerous.
Yeah.
We were talking about me filling out a visa 8 years ago, but now I can fill out a visa forms. Not easy peasy. I still don't like it, but I don't think anybody does. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just annoying.
I think some people it comes a little bit more natural too.
You're not sunbathing at the beach, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think some people, like, we spoke about personality testing, like cautious, steady, influencing, and direct. So say maybe you've got a lot of the influencing side, flexibility, and a lot of social strengths to us, and we like talking, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe enjoy doing this. Other people can sit down and focus a little bit better and have a bit more attention to detail than maybe us. So I think it's natural. It's nature v nurture. I'm the same with the paper, but I'm the same with it, mate. And avoid it. Like what you were saying before, mate. Just
pay someone to do it.
But we said before, like, just find a job to do. You don't even need doing. Just like, you're cleaning something that doesn't need cleaning.
Wash the dishes again.
Just do anything to avoid it, procrastination. But it is, mate. It's important. I think I think it's a good point you touched on there. Like, it gets built up in our head, but then how do we then get it out of our head? Through talking, through journaling, write it down.
Journaling's so powerful.
Journaling, talk about it. So we say, like, I've got this visa. Even just by me sharing with you, I've got this visa to fill out because I spoke about sponsorship. That'll half it again. I'll feel a little bit better later on. I'm releasing it, whereas I keep it to myself. It's just in there, and it's just building this problem.
100%.
And if I leave it more than 2-3 weeks, it becomes such a strong barrier. Then I sometimes can't get through it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be the simplest task, like cleaning a space or something, or sorting some of my clothes out. If I left it so long, I've got to do it straight away. It builds up, and it's nothing. It's a simple task.
Yeah, with the paperwork thing and the visa thing.
Yeah.
When anyone's ever going through that, I always say to them, like, that was one of the most stressful things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
I remember my friend saying that to me when I was doing it years ago, and it's helped so much because, like, especially a man, yourself, when you're stressing out about something, you feel like it's just you.
Yeah.
And then it makes it worse because you're like, oh, everyone else can do it.
Yeah.
Why can't I do it? And why am I stressing? So you're adding stress, a different type of stress, and the other stress, and then it can snowball. So, like, for another man to say to me, especially a guy I respect and all the rest, it's like, he's like, one of the most stressful things you ever do in your life. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's exactly how I feel right now.
Yeah.
So that then reduced the stress because I was like, right, yeah, okay. So it's not just me, you know what I mean? Like, everyone sort of felt like this when they're doing it, and it really helps just to know that you're fucking normal.
Yeah. But it starts with your vulnerability, but by you going, I don't feel like I'm good at this, or I struggle with this.
Yeah.
And then invites then connection, doesn't it, through vulnerability, and then it allows then somebody else to go, I feel the same. Not everyone's going to open up. Some people might feel that, they might keep it to themselves, but some people then open up. And some people might even say, I struggle with it a bit, but I'm okay with that. I struggle with public speaking, or I struggle with the social aspect. But it just allows it, like, since I've worked on opening up more, I feel so much happier, and I'm getting better communication from people. I'm getting better conversations, better connection.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past, what I did is up until probably like 25, 26, I used to bottle it up. And that's when I struggled, you see.
100%. I'm actually working on being more vulnerable myself. I kind of painted the picture for myself recently. It's like the guy, I've got the mission, right, to empower 1 million men to transform their own life, right?
Yeah, that's class, yeah.
And I was getting into the business stuff. So the business stuff we were talking about this before as well, would be my weakest point, if you want to call it that, the biggest area of growth, you know what I mean? The coaching's like, obviously I'm working on that all the time and still learning all the time, clearly, but I've got that up to a level where I like it, I'm happy with it, I like how I operate as a coach and all the rest of it. I am still doing courses and stuff because I always want to add to the skills. I think that's a never-ending, continuous learning.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how I'm going to apply it.
Well, I think so. And I think in terms of the client, like, they want to keep growing. So if someone stays with us 12 months, if we just give everything that 12 months and then we're stuck, we need to continuously learning, showing our vulnerability, showing our lessons. Like I said, I've been with my mentor 10 years, and he's always doing courses and learning, Rick.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned from him. He's like, well, if you want to grow, and I've got to grow as well. Because we're growing together. I might be further down the path than you, but we're kind of going like this, whereas otherwise it goes like this, and we both become flat then, yeah.
Absolutely. I was thinking with the business side of things, like trying to learn that, and it's quite like black and white, and you do this, and you kind of maybe do things that aren't like 100% dead on or whatever, just to get something out there, or just to get it done, kind of thing. And I kind of got lost in that a little bit. I wasn't being as vulnerable. I was like being this guy who can help a million men, kind of thing. Who's obviously be handy if you had all the answers, right?
Yeah.
Which is total bullshit. But it was just and you know what it is? I'm in this 100%. You know what I mean? So, and I don't mind going down the right route. It was a friend that brought it up to me and told me, and I reflected on it, and he was right. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'm not worried about making similar mistakes again. Obviously not the same mistake, but like just trying, just giving it a go and finding out and learning and growing, because I feel so much more capable to do the things that I want to do now.
Yeah.
And like you say, like, you know, you're being more vulnerable, and I feel like there's an energy, and then like things just start. I guess I literally started being more vulnerable just between friends and as a group that I'm in, the Wolf Within. It's just a group chat. There's about 60 guys, and I put a post about vulnerability in there and stuff. And then like I got a guy message me about being maybe signing up to be a client without any. I feel like, you know what I mean. Like when you sit into an authentic position, your aim in life, things will just start coming to you a bit more. But this is getting into more spiritual side.
Oh, here we go.
Hold them back, because I don't know anything about it. Well, I know it's a thing, but I don't know a lot about it. I'm about to do ayahuasca soon. I'm looking forward to that. I'm on a mission to learn, because I don't know too much about that side of things.
Like I said, my belief, we touched on it before, is like when we have nothing in our head. So say like before we was like staring at the ocean, and then waves were crazy this morning, and nothing's in our head, and like we're connecting with it. That's us at our truest consciousness. We're out of our mind completely, and it's just that. That's what I believe. We are consciousness, and then you've got your spiritual energy, then you've got your mind, which is intellectual, then you've got your brain and your body, which is linked, which is obviously part of the body. So that's we can think through that, and it's like a vibrational instrument, our body. But in the middle, when I showed you that diagram the other week, the consciousness in the middle is us.
That was cool.
So that's why I think when I have nothing in my head, I'm just staring at that. That's great. But when I play football, soccer, some people call it soccer, and I have nothing in my head, I'm just playing. That's me, like my purest form. And I'm just at pure consciousness, like just running with the ball. That's like me at my deepest level. That's my true self.
Yeah, wow.
Nothing else is there.
You're just in the moment, present.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. And we're not there all the time, because obviously we've got to use our brain, we've got to use our memory, we've got to use our imagination. Anxiety comes up sometimes, whatever. So like and we can't be there all the time. But that's us when we're truly present, our deepest consciousness. It's phenomenal. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing once you've done the ayahuasca, mate.
Yeah, same. I might. I want to do a podcast on it after. Just talk the truth, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
I like what you were saying there, though. You know, the true conscious self, and that, like, it is important to state that we can't be there all the time, because you've got to, make a shopping list and go.
This is it. This is normal things, mate. Yeah.
Like, you've got to plan ahead. You've got to, work out your finances and life and all the rest of it. Because as much as I don't value money in my life, it has a massive value in our world, and it is the tool you can use to get the things you want and do the things you want to do, right?
Yeah. So, we can always come back to that place. This is what I think. Like the true consciousness. Yeah. We laid it up with the mind, the body, and we use our mind and everything like that. And it can overcome us at sometimes. Like, it's too much mental traffic, but through meditation, through breathing, and I know you did the ice bath this morning, things like that will bring us right down. So like underneath, we know we're there. So we want to go to our deepest core, which is what ayahuasca will take you to, and other techniques will take you to. Once we've discovered that and we've been into that place, we know it's always there. So like, I know I might have a tough day, but I know I can go home and do meditation or some breathing, and I'll come back to my true self, and it's underneath it all, Whereas other times, you see mental health, and like people do certain things like suicide and things like that. They've overcome, their mind's too busy, things have happened, thoughts are in there, and they've not got strategy in place at that time, or stress is too high, and they've done it. They've not been able to bring themselves deep to consciousness.
Yeah, so and if you can bring yourself back there, like
bring yourself deep to nothing, where nothing's in there.
Gratitude and being present. Gratitude's a great one, because gratitude really grounds you, and you're going like, I can be grateful for this view right now. Grateful for sat here chatting to you.
Yeah, mate.
I've got a chair to sit on. Grateful.
Your legs are working.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My heart's beating. You know what I mean?
That's
my arms working.
If you're breathing, like
and that then helps you be present, and it also helps you understand that you can be fucking happy. Whenever anyone's being present, it's actually really hard not to be happy.
Yeah.
And that brings me to a question for you, right? Mogadat, I think I probably pronounced that wrong.
Yeah, Mogadat, the Egyptian guy.
Yeah. In his, have you read Solve for Happy? His book?
I've not read his books, no. So I've seen his podcasts.
I think it was one of his, maybe not his first book, but his first book on this topic sort of thing. Solve for Happy. He states, right, and I love this, he states that it's not how to be happy in life.
Yeah.
It's how to unlearn all the reasons why you're not happy.
Yeah.
Because we're not born sad.
Yeah.
A baby, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, something goes wrong and they cry or whatever, but the baby, when nothing's wrong with the baby, there's no reason to alert the parents that it needs something, right? It's happy. A child in the slums somewhere in the world with a plastic bag, happy.
Grateful with that, yeah.
Because they've not been fed all the stuff we're fed in the Western world, or like, get this car, get this clothes, get this jewelry, get this life, get the wife, get the education, get all this stuff that you need to be happy.
Expectations.
So we learn that we're not happy because we have that, right?
Yeah.
So it's not about how to chase happiness or get happiness or whatever. It's to unlearn all the things that you've learned that are stopping you from being
happy. Yeah, happiness is an emotion as well. Yeah, it is. Happiness is an emotion again, because Mo talks about the expectation. It's a skill. This is what I did a blog on it, and I just put happiness as a skill. Yeah. Could bring ourselves there. And when I was younger, with the professional football thing, the identity thing around that, and a few trials, and I thought I'm going to be a pro football player. And then when I got to 2021 and I dropped out of university, I was sat there in my bedroom. I was like, Jesus, it was like killing me, because what I wanted from reality was not matching up. But I wasn't appreciating the loving family that I've got, or my health, or my strong body, or I wasn't appreciating what I've actually got. I was thinking, I've not got this, and that was making me unhappy. And things will still come in every now and again. Now thoughts like, with a comparison, I think, oh, that would be a great lifestyle to have, or what. But then I just bring myself back into reality, and I'm thinking, look at this. I've got 10 days by the beach here. I've got 5 weeks to go traveling around Europe. Like, that is incredible, mate. It's like that, but then again, brings happiness up. But if I let my mind, what I can do now is control my mind better. I can control my thoughts. I can control my mind, and gratitude is a tool of that. Journaling is a tool of that. Visualization is a tool. I've got all these different tools that I've learned to help me. And then through that, I've learned what not to do as well.
100%. I love that. Learning to control your mind. And we were literally touched on this before as well. We have such good chats. It's growth when you respond differently to something compared to what you used to. And I was talking about I used to be really quick to anger with a lot of things, and now I'm not, right? I'll give you a perfect example. So my uncle passed away back home there. It'd be nearly 2 weeks. It'd be 2 weeks on Sunday when I got the call, but I think it was actually on the Saturday. But anyway, it's on that side of the family, you don't speak too much, but still tragedy and really upsetting, right? And like, my old coping mechanism was fighting back in the day, right? And not that I was any good at it, like fucking give it a shot anyway. So driving down the road the next day to work, it was a Sunday morning. I got told, and then this is so basically 24 hours later, right? And I'm driving along, and I'm behind the bus, and this truck comes over on me. He just puts the indicator and just swings over, like, and I had to brake, so otherwise he would have hit me, sort of thing. And I was like, really going mad, and I thought about, like, what will I do here? Will I get in front of him, make him pull over? And it runs through your head. I'm not scared to admit it. I was going to
aggression, yeah.
I could go punch his head. Yeah. But this only went on, and that would normally go on. And I've like actually pointed at people. I've tried to get people to pull over before and all the rest of it. Right? You know what I mean? Not 100% proud when I say it, but like anyway, whatever. I'm not going to justify it. I'm just explaining the situation. But that only went on for like 30 seconds, and I went, whoa, hold on a minute here. I can see what's happening, and then you're not that pissed off at him. It's Sydney. People in it all the time. He's just trying to get to work. You're trying to get to work. Everyone's just trying to do the things they need to do to pay their bills. And maybe a big orange ute, like, so you've probably seen me, but whatever.
I can see it there, mates, there, no?
Who cares? Like, you know what I mean? I just breathed, and I was just like, why would you let this situation even wind you up so much? Why would you allow that to wind you up so much? Like, what reason's in that? Where's the reason in that? Where's the logic in that?
You took responsibility, haven't you? You took responsibility for that outside situation to overcome you. And this is what a lot of people do. They let something external come into them and overtake them. And you've read the chimp paradox, yeah?
No, I haven't.
Because what you described there was perfectly about how our brain works, yeah. So what happens?
Because I am a chimp.
The chimp, yeah. You're a full chimp, yeah. But the limbic part of the brain. Stephen Peters, he did a lot of work around chimpanzees, a lot of research.
Yeah.
And he identified our limbic part of the brain, the emotional centre, to be the same as chimpanzees. And the chimpanzees haven't got the logical part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, which for males, it'll develop like when we're 24, 25. That's why we're stupid now, but we're even more stupid when we're younger. We're even more daft when we're younger, less control. So the blood flow has gone straight to your limbic part of the brain there, and it's made you want to react aggressively, do something like daft really that you might regret. And then by breathing, the blood is then directed away from there to the computer part of the brain, which is where your beliefs are and your stories. And you built a belief there that Sydney drivers are a bit crazy, it's busy, and it's okay. But you're basically saying that's okay. And you've got some other beliefs that you touched on there. And then what you've done then, once you've let it pass to the computer, your computer's got an okay belief. You've calmed down over like the next, say, 10 seconds or whatever. Then it's gone to the prefrontal cortex, which is then the logical part of the brain. So you've gone emotional into the beliefs, then into the logical.
Yeah.
And the logical, what did you use then for logical? Was it?
It's such a trivial situation.
Yeah.
Are you going to remember this in fucking 2 days?
That's the logical. Yeah. The logical is the long term.
Does it actually matter in the grand scheme of the world?
Yeah.
Like, listen, I had to brake.
Yeah.
I'm now 10 metres behind where I was before. Which is about 0.1 of a second when you're...
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, is it?
You know, it's absolutely so trivial.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in now, like, if I'm letting a situation wind me up, I'm letting the situation wind me up.
Dude, it starts with you. Everything starts with you and it's deep.
Take ownership, right?
Yeah.
And I also dropped back and being present. I went, what are you doing? You're driving to work and you're a youth that you love and all the rest. It's fine. You got sacked about a week ago.
Yeah.
Your mates give you some price work straight away.
But that could have actually laid up. That could have built you up more because obviously we spoke about the situation with your uncle passing away. And then we spoke about the feedback you got from one of your friends, and which was a challenge, you said. And then you also got that you let go from the job as well.
Yeah. Which is a really good point. I'd like to.
They could build up, couldn't they? Yeah.
I'd like to say that to the listeners. If you find something's bothering you and you do get stressed out and you are bothered and you are like maybe worried about it or whatever, always look further back. It's never one thing. We're dealing with millions of things in our life all the time. Like, by what I mean by that is information every day. Bang, brands, you know what I mean? You're getting bang all the time.
Fighting for our attention all the time.
Yeah. And that takes up cognitive ability and that. And then if things are bothering you and you think, oh, why is this thing bothering me? Think about it's always in layers, like, you know what I mean? So go back, a really good point that you raised there. There was 3 big things and probably loads of other things as well that annoy me, like just general life stuff. Like, you know, did I get the right shopping or I forgot to go shopping, you know what I mean? Like, because that happens, it slips in mind, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, like you didn't wash the work clothes, so you're wearing long trousers, pants, they call them over here, instead of shorts, so you're going to be hot today and all the rest of it. I think it's, you know, be present, have self-compassion, and
I think awareness as well, like you showed good awareness there. And I had an example myself the other day. I did a presentation at work and a few things had been bothering me subconscious for a while, and then I hadn't journaled. I was like, I want to journal, but I was a little bit tired and things like that. And then little things what wasn't bothering me a few weeks ago, everything was kind of irritating me. I was doing some personal training work at a gym and I thought, wow, but I had 1 hour to do this presentation. I couldn't get onto my Canva account. Yeah, it's something I was like locked out to reset my password, but I had like 1 hour from this last client before I was presenting, and it was like a bit of teamwork and everything. But it's important to me because obviously, you know, my background, like from that three-point speaking, even doing a small one, which is nothing to someone else, was important to do a good job. And I was like, right, but like we spoke about before, reset. I'm all about resetting and catching myself. And I think if I carried on in a bit of a stressful state there, something could have maybe snapped or I could have got aggressive or something that would have bothered me. Like it could have affected me 2 years ago. So what I did is I went home, I got my other laptop because I had to get on this email account, took it back to the gym, I gave myself 20 minutes, had a coffee or whatever I was having. Not coffee, herbal tea for me, mate. Sat down, peppermint, and I just reset and I was like, and then I gave myself 20 minutes before I did the seminar, the little chat, and I was fine. I was like, but by going home, that kind of broke my pattern. I went home, sat down for 10 minutes, got my laptop, it was a solution. And what I did is said, Paul, now reset.
Change your conscious state.
Yeah, you're in a bit of a stressful state. But that came from awareness. It came from me from like thinking, how am I feeling? Whereas if you had that last client, and then I got on my laptop and I couldn't get on this camera account and I was like getting stressed and then I started worrying and then I went then straight into it. I wouldn't have performed well. It wouldn't have been a good presentation. But I knew I had that like gap of, say, I think it was like 45 minutes. And that's enough time for me to change my state. And obviously we touched on NLP, like trigger points, breathing techniques, visualization, hypnotherapy. That's come from all my tools I've got. Let me there. Now, 10 years ago, I reckon I probably wouldn't have done the talk. I reckon I probably
Ran away.
gone home. Yeah. I reckon I probably
Just
gone.
got on the plane.
Yeah,
Fuck
a
it.
few technical issues. It's stressing me out. Yeah, I've gone, mate. I'm playing back to England, mate. I've gone.
Looking down at it on the plane.
But even just blown out of proportion or something, or let something trigger me and maybe snapped at someone or something. You know what I mean? Like the aggressive part of my brain overtake or whatever. And you just look stupid as well. But again, that's right for everyone listening. You find your own tools to overcome the challenges as well. But it starts with awareness. Number one.
Oh yeah,
awareness is number one. Yeah.
My first podcast was introduction. I didn't dive totally into it, but I sort of explained why I'm doing it and all that. I didn't dive into my traumas and be really vulnerable. So I might do a reinduction at some point.
Yeah.
But the second one's awareness. And that was the first topic because it is the number one thing. You can't fix anything. There's nothing you can fix if you don't know about it.
If you don't know about it.
Now, if the car's leaking and you haven't looked underneath it, or you don't look at when you drive away and notice the oil patch. If it's leaking oil, you'll never know.
What would you say to everyone to become more aware then, Mark? How would you say to work on that?
There's several things. It's literally, the start would be the want to be more aware, the want to find out more and start exploring, self-educating and stuff like that. Journaling really helps. Just being mindful of yourself. Speaking to like-minded people as well, other people that like it, because like you might create awareness in me. Well, one of my friends did recently by literally telling me, right? But you might create awareness in me just by talking about something that you've discovered, or you know what I mean, a problem you're dealing with, or you've dealt with, or whatever. And I'll go, you know what I mean, and that then I can be like, oh yeah, I did that. It was funny actually. I can't give you an example, but I was thinking about something today that I used to say. I used to hear people saying me like, nah, it's not me. But now I've got more awareness on it. I'm like, oh yeah, I actually do that.
Yeah.
I was just, my ego was just stepping in and going, nah, we're fine.
I'm defending you.
Nothing to see here. You know how your
ego's defending you.
Block stuff.
Block
stuff out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's really interesting, and like the more awareness you get, and you just go, and I'm really good at like finding something that I don't like, but enjoying the fact that I just found it, because that's growth, right? You know what I mean? Just being like, oh. Well, that wasn't good, but this is great that I now know. You know,
this is what we spoke about, didn't we? Embracing like the challenge and the hard times. And me and you, I think we spoke about about 10 days ago when we met. We had a few little challenges we were chatting about, and I sent you a quote or something. Then I was about a couple of days after, and it was like, you
did, yeah. What was
I think it was something like, we could put our own interpretation on it though. But I think it was something like, you're actually enjoying the challenge in a way. That's what it is. So the challenge is there, but you're enjoying the growth of it, and you're enjoying overcoming the obstacle. But that's probably because we've worked hard to overcome things in the past as well. We've worked on our resilience and stuff.
There's a lot of years and a lot of money being spent.
Yeah, and there's still going to be in the future. We're still young, aren't we, mate? So it's going to be
21.
36, mate. Still young, mate. So there's going to be a lot more challenges. But like, if everyone listening can learn to enjoy, might not be the right word. It depends how you want to word it. You want to reframe it differently. Like, be okay with the challenge. Enjoy the growth. See the growth out of it.
Embrace the growth mindset as well.
But
I think it's learning yourself is the main thing, and like learning what you want to do, because we're talking about stuff that obviously works for us, but it might not work for any of the listeners. And that's completely fine. I think the sort of key point I'd like to put across is that, try the things we're suggesting. Ultimately, learn yourself the best and what works for you the best. That's what I would say to anybody, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You find your own strategies, what works for you. And you can chat to other people, can't you? And then they might say like, oh, I practice mindfulness.
Yeah.
And you might go, oh, I like mindfulness. I'm aware of it. I've tried it a little bit. I'm going to try it again. That works for me. These breathing techniques, using my senses.
Breathwork helps.
Breathwork, using my senses. See, hear, smell, taste and touch. So looking at the space of a room and so on. Because I recommend like Eckhart Tolle to help with mindfulness. But for some people, they say it's not for me. It's too spiritual, whatever. And I'm like, no worries. I also listen to Joe Dispenza, who's more neuroscience. Yeah. I listen to Joe Dispenza as well, and he's about maybe trigger points and neuroscience, and he'll talk more around the NLP or whatever. And they might find that using the finger and thumb helps them bring them present. So we need to constantly talk and go to groups all the time, listen to different people, and then we find the strategies that then work for us, and then bring them in. It's like anything. There's no right or wrong way to fix what's going on. It's just your way, isn't it? That works at the time.
Exactly.
And what might work now for me and Mark might not work in 5-6 years. You might have to then change it and use a different tool.
That is true. That is very true. But you still have your staples that, like journaling. Fair enough. Like, listen, I haven't really read a book in my life apart from the ones you had to read in school.
Yeah.
Because they told you had to read them. Maybe one other book that I've finished, tried reading, a few recently, but I'm more of a listener. I never really wrote anything down, but I think it was the end of my therapy, so just over 2 years ago, my therapist was like, "I want you to start journaling," so I did. Eventually, 6 weeks later, and I'm getting through. I'm throwing pens away because the ink's gone.
Yeah,
I've never done that shit in my life before.
Yeah,
so it's like I'm the number one guy, or one of anyway in the world. That was a bold statement. One of in the world to say I wouldn't journal. Or it wouldn't help for me. It wouldn't work because I hate writing or whatever. But that actually really do enjoy it because it lights up different parts of your brain, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you get a different perspective literally because you can see the words on the paper and you're writing them out. So your different parts of your brain light up. So you get two different perspectives automatically, and then your brain starts firing, and you can really work things out. Sometimes I don't have a clue. I'll just start writing. I'll just write something and then just start. And you can also connect to your sort of spiritual self, I guess. I've never actually realised this till now.
There you go.
Because you just start to write what you feel, don't you?
Yeah, that's the question I was going to say.
Just what's coming up.
Do you write how you're feeling? I feel stressed, or I feel frustrated.
Yeah, for sure. It's like sometimes I have something that's in my forefront of my mind, the prefrontal cortex, and I'm thinking about it, the logical thinking part. And I'm like, I know, so I'll go journal about that. But other times I'm like, fuck, I don't feel good or whatever, and I just sit down and I just kind of write what comes up without it going through that logical part of the brain, you know what I mean? So that must be more subconscious mind, and you're just literally accessing that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Well, sometimes if you write how I feel as well, the emotional part's going bam, bam, bam. You're writing it, and then you might get to the logical part, and then once you got to the logical part, then you might become present or afterwards. Yeah, like you're releasing all the layers, aren't you? But that's what we're doing all the time, releasing these layers all the time. We're stripping everything back to our pure.
Yeah.
When we was 4 years old, you know what I mean? I used to play football, 4 years old, get a ball, and then you don't think of it, you're just enjoying it. And then things come up and people start rate your performance, you're good, you're not good, and all this, and then you start caring what people think. But back when I was younger, I just played because I love it, and that's what I've got back to now, which is interesting. It's probably took me so long, 32 years, to get back to just enjoying it again, which is a good feeling.
Wow,
yeah. You know what I mean? Because that's what when you're younger, you don't. It's not developed in you, is it, to think and analyse? You just do it, don't you?
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it, mate. Yeah, so we can do
fun.
Yeah. Well, I think journaling, I've journaled a while. I do like brain dumpstering as well, which is just more like 1 word, 2 words, but then journaling more how I feel as well. But I use Vex King. Vex King's got a very good journal, and he talks about how you're feeling at the moment, how full is your heart.
Yeah.
So how you're feeling could be anything. How full is your heart, and at the bottom it says what's on your mind as well, and then it says what have you done for your spiritual self, like your mind, and what have you done for your body.
Yeah.
And then on each one it asks you a few different questions just to be thought provoking, and it's phenomenal, mate. Yeah.
I've my own. It does sound great. I want to have a look at that. Actually.
Yeah.
Send me that.
It's more obviously structured, so it's guiding you. It's more of a guided journal.
I have my own structure, and that was so when I first started journaling, it was more like a diary, but at least I was writing something down. So write down the things you've done today and the things that made you happy or whatever. But now I'll write about how I'm feeling, and then I'll write about the things I did today that made me feel good, and I'll be like, we'll try and do more of them. We'll do more of them. You know what I mean? It's good to be clear. And then write about the things that I did and I didn't like, so we won't do them anymore, or we'll do less of that. And then I'll have, the first section, I kind of skipped past it there, but that can take a good 20 minutes, can take 5 minutes. It depends if you're working on something, but can be really beautiful when you're figuring stuff out and you're writing it down. It's great.
Yeah.
And then I've got 3 wins of today, because you can think you've had a shit day, right?
Yeah.
Because you're stuck in here.
Something small, isn't there?
The problem is massive. It's in your head.
Yeah.
And you go, no, what 3 wins did I have today? And you would have written 3 wins to do tomorrow, yesterday. If you write every day, I don't. But sometimes I go on 3-day stint, and I'm like, woo!
Flying, mate.
And then 6 weeks off. But anyway, find 3 wins in a day. And you'll be like, actually, it wasn't a bad day. I did that. And it might just be like you went to the gym or you did the shopping.
Yeah, show up to work. If you show up to work, or show up to work, gone to the gym.
Or you might have done you might have being progress on your side hustle or something.
Yeah,
like
yes,
this,
you've done something. You sent an email or something.
Or decided you're going to go and do a course for something.
Yeah. You made a decision. You figured something out.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And these things go unnoticed, don't they?
Yes.
Because it's easy to beat ourselves up and go, "What you haven't done?
Yeah.
I haven't done this. I haven't done that. I procrastinate on that." But what I did show up to work.
Yes.
And I woke up and because I like to reflect on feeling in the morning. Some days you're a 10, some days you're a 0's like obviously rock bottom, but some days you might be a 4. But you've still shown up and gone to work. You've maybe helped someone. Do you know what I mean? You've sent this email off. You've actually gone to the gym and done a training session. You managed to listen to some music and relax. You've done these things and then you've made a decision as well.
Yeah.
You've actually something you've been thinking about for a while. You've made a decision on it. That's a big one.
Such a good stress release.
That's a
to
big
be
one, yeah.
present and identify it and give yourself. Because we're amazing as human beings is moving the goalposts.
Yeah.
Once you achieve a goal, what's next? What's next? What's next?
Yeah, the gap in the game. There's always a gap, isn't there?
I got an analogy. Yeah, I got an analogy. It's like the gap in the game.
The gap in the game.
That's a great one. Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah.
And if you went to the fairground, right, the shows, and there was a game, kick the ball into the goal, right?
Yeah.
And you kick it.
Yeah.
And you get it in.
Yeah.
And then they move it and say, that wasn't a goal because it's actually here.
Yeah.
And you're like, right, okay. Get another goal though. Silence.
Yeah.
Kick it. It goes in again, right?
Yeah.
Then they move it again and say, that wasn't a goal because the goal's here now. And you're like, right, but you get another goal. All right, sweet. Kick it. It goes in again.
Oh.
And they move it again.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? You're probably blown up at the guy at this point, right?
Yeah,
you didn't win. You didn't win.
Yeah,
why do we do that to ourselves all the time?
That's what we're doing all the time and moving
We don't take stock of where we got to. So it's a really good exercise for that and being present and reducing the stress because you can go, actually, the day wasn't totally fucked when I crashed the car or swore at my wife or, you know what I mean? Yeah. Whatever you done.
There you go, guys. So it's 3 wins for the day. 3 wins for the day. And then, acknowledge and then wins what you've done. Yeah. 3 wins for the day, what you've done to move forward there rather than focusing on what you haven't done.
And then the next bit is 3 wins for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And this gets your brain into the growth mindset to go and do things like, what can I do tomorrow that's going to help me? And it might be the same sort of stuff, really.
Yeah.
Go to the gym and all the rest of it, and that helps you get into like a positive psychology, actually. Positive forward thinking activates that mindset in your brain. Then 5 things you're grateful for. And that could be, I'm grateful for Paul being in my life. Sometimes it's 5 people, actually.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Sometimes it's cheese. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the beach, the
Something
amazing,
basic,
the fact that I'm breathing, and like the work I'm doing on myself, or maybe like my ability to accept when I've went wrong is things like this. It can be anything you want, but just really practice the gratitude.
The gratitude is so important. Yeah, there's 2 things. Like I like to give an example recently. So I'm at a gym doing some personal training at the moment at Vision, and like I open up is number 1, and then number 2, gratitude. Yeah, so like. I was on the way to the gym with my housemate, me and Simon, jogging down. I was like, I just felt so tired, mate. But just by talking about it, I felt better because we were like jogging. I said, mate, I feel tired today. He's like, yeah, did you go to sleep late? I said, no, I was asleep at 9 p.m. I got up early at 4:30, right? So 7.5 hours sleep. I kind of slept all the way through like a baby, mate, as well. But I was like, just so tired today. And by saying that, I just felt better already. I felt, I feel tired, but I've got 4 clients and I've got a break. I'm going to have some food and stuff. And then just by me and Simon chatting about it a little bit, felt better. Went into the gym, had a few good sessions. And then I went into that little 30-minute break I had my peppermint tea, mate. And I was like, this is amazing. I can peppermint tea. And I sat there for half an hour and I thought, this is great. And then I looked at it and I thought, I've only got 4 sessions left and then the presentation I was doing. And I thought, like, then I'm off and I'm in country for like 10 days or whatever. And I thought, wow. But I've shifted it in my mind. But what I could have done is gone, I feel tired. It's not going to be a good day. It'd be better if I played pro football. It's such a better career than what I'm doing now. And like, going through all
kicking yourself.
Like kicking myself.
Why did you run away from that presentation in uni?
Why did that happen? Why didn't you stay at uni longer? Why didn't you like work harder all them years ago? Like, it's better if you had this job or this. And I thought, well, what I've done is I've opened up. I feel tired. I've gone here. Now I've got a peppermint tea, mate. I appreciate peppermint tea. I've got 4 sessions left. Let's enjoy them. So I've done a bit of gratitude and I've opened up 2 things. Yeah. But my motto, I'll show you my actual motto is open up, show up and be you. It's actually my motto. Now, gratitude is obviously like linked in part of that, but open up, showing up.
Vulnerability, commitment, and what was it? Be you.
And be you, authenticity. Yeah.
I love that.
Like validations
That's
in
cool.
there, like authenticity and There's other things like just showing up all the time. You what's a certain word for it? I forgot the word for it, but it's by doing things over and over and over. You're committing to yourself, aren't you? It's like a self-commitment, consistency, self-commitment. There's another word that'll probably come to me after, but
consistent commitment is compounding.
Yeah,
I was oblivious.
Not bothered. Yeah,
absolutely oblivious.
Yeah, like numb to it, like numb to reality of what's going on. Yeah.
That's another podcast.
You got too far. You got too far down on it. Yeah,
won't go into that one. I think we've done a very good job here of not doing what I said at the start.
We
had some
the background's all right, mate. I keep checking the background out.
We went about.
Keep lighting it, can't we?
Yeah. We'll see if somebody can.
Should we touch on the motivation at the end, like we said we was going to do?
Yeah, go on. What motivation?
Because we said we'll go through some on purpose. We'll talk about purpose a little bit, motivation. We've touched on a lot of things there as well.
Thing?
Yeah. Well, it's up to you guys.
Not, but they're linked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one actually.
I'll say I've got a question for you then, Mark. Yeah.
Okay.
What is your motivation to empower these men at the moment through personal development? Why are you motivated to do that?
I got asked this similar question in my last podcast. It was, what was my why? I really put my mate on the spot, so he did it back to me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Figured it out. The answer I gave him, I went through it all. I talked through the process, and it was saving the younger me, right? But I'd like to add to that because it is doing that. Like, learned so much through therapy, blew my mind, and my personal growth went through the roof. Finding out that I got PTSD, or complex PTSD actually, and abandonment issues, and all these other things because of all this stuff.
Yeah,
was like. It's a funny one because it saps you. The next day you're tired as fuck, right?
Yeah.
But you're also like over the moon because you can now work on it, and there's reasons why you behaved like that and all the rest of it. So like the shame you might have gets washed away a lot, and then also there's obviously it's not like that. You know what I mean? You have to go through the process and learn a lot more, and make the links and all the rest of it. So it is saving the younger me because I want to be a voice, and I'll be like because I grew up, fighting, taking drugs, getting fucked up, right? But running around, the boys that are still doing that stuff or not still doing that stuff are doing that because of whatever reasons, right? They would listen to me because, you know what I mean? I've been there, done that, so I'm relatable. That's why I want to be a voice for my younger self, but it's also my current self. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have all the answers. I've barely got half of them. I struggle. I need fucking friends. I need mates like yourself. And, I listen to other people's podcasts, obviously, and I get coaches. I've got like 3 different coaches right now. You know what I mean? It's like, it's for the current me. And actually, you know what? The podcasts I have done, when I listen to them back, I'm able to do that more in my life for myself. Yeah. So I don't, you know how some people hate hearing their own voice? I don't mind now. Anyway, I think I got over that when I was really, really young. We did some thing in school. Yeah. So it's that. That's my why. It's like just helping the current me and other men, obviously, but I'm a man, you know what I mean? So I'm being like us, essentially. Yeah. And the younger me as well.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think the world is really needed right now in the world. I think men have lost their purpose because, no, not dissing this, like women coming up and being treated with more respect and like earning the same as men in many situations. I know there's a long way to go in that situation, but it's came a long way, right? But it removes man's natural purpose of providing protection. Like the world's a safer place in many places. I know other people's there's a war and all the rest of it, and it's terrible. But in general, we've lost our sort of automatic purpose that we were from Adam and Eve days. Women can do it all themselves now, right? Yeah. So then, what do? Find it somewhere else. And the first thing I do with my clients is I get them to make the purpose. Oh, I don't know my purpose. That's fine, right? We'll work on you, and that's then a purpose. You know what I mean? Because you never have one purpose. You have many purposes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
A purpose could be being part of a football team or a rugby team or something. It's like that's part of your purpose. Yeah. You know what I mean? It provides meaning to your life. But then part of your purpose is being a good husband, a good wife. Yeah. That's part of it as well. Looking after your children, being a role model for your children, part of your purpose.
Good friend.
Yeah, your purpose is to share kindness in the world. You know what I mean? You've got all these other purposes. It doesn't have to just be one purpose.
There was a really good, when I did the Jay Shetty's thing, they went, find your passion, something you love doing and all the rest of it, and then your purpose will be teaching that.
That's amazing.
So mine's is mental health and personal development, and then coaching people. It's not quite teaching because you're not telling them what to do. You're pulling the answers out of them, which I love that as well. Yeah. It's brilliant. You actually you don't need to know anything. Yeah. You just need to ask the right questions until the client comes up with the answer for themselves. Yeah. Because their answer will always be different than yours. But yeah, it's needed a lot in the world. And when I say that, I mean myself. And then obviously being a man, I then understand other men need it too. You know what I mean? I'm not like up here looking down on. No, I'm in it.
You're in it, yeah.
We're in it together.
That's true leadership, though.
All men are in it together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've been learning so much recently, and I'm incredibly grateful for it. And the more I get into these space and meet more people like yourself, start to build things. I'm also learning patience. That's another stress reducer.
Patience.
My friend Taylor taught me about patience, and it's funny, right? You know,
patience,
you know how like you discover something, and then I told my sister, I was like, you know what, I've been really focused on practice being patient because like I've discovered like, you know, my whole life it's everything I do it needs to happen like immediately straight away, and she's like, yeah, obviously, you know what I mean? I'm like,
right. Yeah.
I was like, oh, is it that obvious?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And she's like laughing at me as if it's sort of like, what, you didn't know?
I think it's like a you know, like a belief you've got like deep down, like things don't have to happen right now.
No.
There's obviously it's different context of certain things that are short term, but 90% of the time does have to happen right now. Like me and you spoke about setting a brand up business, right? It does have to happen now. It could happen in 5 years. Patience with it. Mm-hmm. When the time's right, it'll present itself, and that's like patience. Whereas if we was both like, right, mate, we need a meeting next week, then we need to set this new brand up, and then where it's going to be. But then I'm like, oh mate, I'm going back to Europe for 5 weeks, and then you're getting frustrated with me, and then it's like there's no patience there, is there? No. But we're both like, it'll happen. We'll have a chat about it, have a coffee when the time's right, and we'll have some patience with it, let it flow. Rather than forcing it, and it's like flow v force. If we can flow with it and just chill, it doesn't have to happen right now, that's fine. But we're doing our best along the way. It's great. I think it's linked with our belief system.
Yeah.
Patience, yeah.
Absolutely. So what motivates yourself? Why are you doing what you're doing?
My purpose is to share love and light in the world. So I want to help people love themselves more, which is massively important because I've had, like, it's an ongoing journey. Like, I'm not 100%, got 100% love for myself, but I'm teaching myself and supporting myself and doing more things to fill my own cup as much as I can. So I'm putting myself first a lot more than I did. I was always a people pleaser, so I always neglected myself or whatever. And I was always chasing something when it was football or it was business or it was training for a marathon or something. I'd always be pushing away and not just looking after my own mental health, self-care. Teach people how to love themselves more, so that's sharing love. So whether it's just sharing kindness, opening a door for someone, smiling. So I can do this not even through business, just in every day I can do it through whatever I'm doing, and then sharing light as well, which is like,
well, there's so much
there's
light
plenty
here.
Of light, yeah.
Camera, I can't even handle it.
Sharing love and light. This is my purpose.
Ta-da!
Sharing love and light there. And then you're sharing love and light. So the light is once you've got the self-love for yourself, you can then step into your light and become the best version of yourself. So do that through coaching as well, empowerment, like we spoke about, through personal growth, leading seminars, that type of thing. Yeah. So in a nutshell, sharing love and light is my purpose. And then, motivation, it gets me out of bed every day because there's someone there struggling, isn't there? So if I can do a seminar and 50 people come, if I help just one person, that's great. Like, if we go for a walk in Cudgee after and just chat to someone or smile at someone, that's great, isn't it? That's part of my purpose, you know what I mean? So, amazing. Other ones around family as well, do you know what I mean? Got family, got business, I've got all these different goals as well to motivate me,
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I love how you're like, this is it here. Oh, and this.
Yeah, there's that as well.
My brain works like that too.
Yeah.
I could do this.
Yeah. But like, I had a very good chat with one of my friends, Tim, before I came here. And we had he's like a therapist as well. We had a very good chat about my childhood, about different things like love languages and all these things. And it came down to, I wanted to say it very simple, that my purpose is to share love and light. That's how I say it now. So like a kid came up to me. I was thinking, if you said it to a 6-year-old, what would it be? I share love and light.
You can't explain it to a 7-year-old. You're overcomplicating.
I share love and light in the world. My purpose,
but there's no harm in explaining it in a podcast like this. You know,
we're going a bit more in depth. Go a bit more in depth with it. Yeah,
I agree 100%. You have like the title, the subhead, and if you will, you know what I mean. Like, what is this? It's this. Yeah. But then, bang! There's so much behind it.
Yeah, and why you've got to that and everything. But like, I say now, sharing love and light in the world, and then going more in depth, teaching people how to love themselves a little bit more, help people become the best version of themselves. It's an ongoing process, isn't it? And through that, I'm learning and growing as well at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the same as you.
But once you bring yourself into that, like, I'm learning. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's so empowering, isn't it? Because you're like, fuck. It takes away all these I'm not enoughs.
Yeah.
It doesn't take them all away. It's one thing I'm working on at the minute as
well. That's it, yeah, I'm not enough.
But, no, I think on the thing, I'm looking at my watch, I didn't even know the time when we started.
Flies, mate. Time flies, mate.
Well, trying to keep these the sort of length that they are.
Yeah, what time are you on there?
I don't know. I can't even see the thing. But anyway, mate.
Class that, mate. Enjoy it. We'll do more, mate. We'll do more, bro. Yeah, definitely.
We will. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed listening, and I'll see you on the next one.
See you later, guys.